Hello, what's up? Today we are discussing Prince George and Princess Charlotte. They expected to walk behind Queen's coffin at funeral. Presently watch this, share with your companions, and we're accompanying selective subtleties in this video. Kate Middleton and Prince William's two eldest children will follow their parents into Westminster Abbey at their great-grandmother's state funeral. Prince George and Princess Charlotte are set to have a special role at their great-grandmother's funeral. According to the order of service for Queen Elizabeth's state funeral on Monday, George and Charlotte will walk behind the late monarch's coffin for the procession in Westminster Abbey. The siblings will follow right after their parents, Prince William and Kate Middleton, and in front of their uncle Prince Harry and Aunt Meghan Markle. Prince Louis was likely deemed too young to join the rest of the family for Monday's funeral. Prince George and Princess Charlotte are not included in the order of service for the committal service for later in the day, which will take place at St. George's Chapel in Windsor Castle. Prince George and Princess Charlotte are several years younger than their father Prince William was when he attended his mother Princess Diana's funeral in 1997 at the age of 15. The new Prince of Wales revealed that the ceremonial procession of Queen Elizabeth's coffin from Buckingham Palace to Westminster Hall last week reminded him of the same ritual following the death of his mother. He said how difficult it was yesterday and how it reminded him of his mum's funeral, said mourner Jane Wells, The Telegraph reported. Catherine said it's just been such a difficult time for all of them, for the whole family. Prince George and Princess Charlotte have been joining their parents at more family events, from the royals' annual Christmas Day church outing to a visit to Wales in June as part of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee weekend. The royal siblings also appeared at a memorial service for their great-grandfather Prince Philip in March, also held at Westminster Abbey. After Queen Elizabeth's husband's funeral was scaled down due to COVID-19 government restrictions at the time, the memorial service provided a chance for more family and representatives from the various charities that Prince Philip was involved in to pay their respects. The order of service shares more details on what to expect at Queen Elizabeth's state funeral, where about 2,000 people from around the world will gather to mourn the monarch. Before the start of the service, Westminster Abbey's tenor bell will toll once a minute for 96 minutes, one for each year of the Queen's life. The funeral will be led by the Dean of Westminster, the Very Reverend Dr. David Hoyle, and the sermon will be given by the Archbishop of Canterbury, the Most Reverend and Right Honourable Justin Welby. The choirs of Westminster Abbey and His Majesty's Chapel Royal, St. James's Palace will lead singing of the hymns. At the start of the funeral service, the Queen's coffin will be carried into the Abbey as the 5 sentences, lines of scripture set to music that have been used at every state funeral since the early part of the 18th century, are sung. During the ceremony, the choirs will also perform a specially commissioned piece composed by the Master of the King's Music, Judith Weir, Like as the Heart. The piece, inspired by the late monarch's unwavering Christian faith, is a setting of Psalm 42 to music. Prime Minister Liz Truss, who Queen Elizabeth appointed just 2 days before her death, will do a reading. The last post will be sounded by the state trumpeters of the Household Cavalry from the steps of the Lady Chapel. 2 minutes silence will then be observed across the nation. The reveille will be sounded by the state trumpeters, before the congregation sings God Save the King. At the conclusion of the state funeral, the piper of the Royal Regiment of Scotland will play the traditional lament, Sleep, Dearie, Sleep. The Queen's coffin process out of Westminster Abbey, returning to the gun carriage for the procession to Wellington Arch in Hyde Park Corner before travelling to Windsor for the committal service in St. George's Chapel. Afterwards, the bells of Westminster Abbey will be rung, fully muffled, as is the tradition following the funeral of the sovereign. Much obliged for watching, and a debt of gratitude is in order for your valuable time. We trust that you observed this story intriguing. Kindly remark your perspectives down in the remark area. Share this story with your companions and we'll see you sometime later.